Hey there, Brandon here, and welcome to another episode of Stack and Scale. And today we're back with another video walkthrough. I'm going to show you how to monitor all of social media for your brand and your brand mentions, and then package that up, analyze it, analyze the sentiment, and summarize it, and then drop it into a Slack channel so that your team can stay on top of all your brand mentions. And then there's other things we can do too. I'm going to show you how maybe you can even do some monitoring for key terms, or maybe even monitor your competitor mentions, that sort of thing. And this is all going to be done right inside of Clay. I was talking about one of the readers out there, and they said this should be called Clay and Scale because I've done so many Clay tables. As you can tell, as you know, I'm a big fan of Clay, and I do a lot of building inside of Clay these days. And yeah, it's almost becoming more of a GTM engineering channel than anything else. But I want to still try to balance it out with other really cool AI tools and tech that I'm using. I got some really good feedback from the episode last week where it was a bit different. I didn't do a video walkthrough, but the last issue of Stack and Scale was all about how to use Lovable to build an ROI calculator and do the lead collection and the follow-up and everything all right inside of, again, building all that in Lovable. And instead of a video, yeah, again, it was a long form blog post. So got really good feedback on that. I was able to go into more detail and really walk through all the little steps, step by step. And I guess you could follow that a little bit easier. And also, after I do these videos, there's always something that I'm like, oh yeah, I should have mentioned that, or oh yeah, I should have said it this way, or I didn't explain that well. Well, in a written form, it's really easy for me to make sure that I'm mentioning everything and it's explained really well, because sometimes here I just kind of blabber on and it might not be as clear as if I was just to write it down, because I really am a kind of a written guy anyway. So anyway, that's all to say that I'll do a few more of those. I put a poll out there and I said, do you like these long form written pieces, or should I just stick with video? Everyone said, yeah, give me some more of these long form written pieces. So anyway, let's dive right into today's. Again, this is all about social listening. And previously, it really wasn't possible to do this all this easily and set everything up. And you would have to go through, gosh, I remember probably around, I don't know, 2015, 2016, there was a tool, mention.com, a French company I really liked. And honestly, I don't even know what happened to them. And then a lot of other tools popped up more for PR, listening, that sort of thing. But nothing really built for, GTM and marketing teams to actually now have a little bit more control over how they're listening and where they're listening. So here is the workbook. Let me just share this with you. So for this workbook, we have it set up with Reddit, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And then there are some other things that I'll show you too, some other, a little bit more technical integrations that that you can use with Apify. You do have to have an Apify account, then you set up your API key, and then you can actually go to their library and look at all the different, they call them actors that people have built, and you can choose the actor and then hook it up and then pipe that data in. And I'll go over that in a little bit, but let's just start with this. So first is, going to be Reddit. So as usual, I'm going to share with you the link so that you can just import this workbook right into your own Clay instance and start to play around. And what you're going to need to do is when you click on the Reddit one, go to the source here, and then you're going to need a Reddit account. And then you're going to hook up your Reddit account. So I already did that here, but you just OAuth right into it. It's pretty easy. And then you select your account. So we're going to go continue, and then whatever keywords we want. So it could be, again, I'll use one of my favorite clients that I use all the time, Avara.ai, Avara. Yeah, probably that's good enough. And then we're going to use the or logic. And then it does allow you to monitor up to 6 subs or 6 subreddits, and you are going to want to. So we'll go over to Reddit. real quick. We'll log in. Okay, I believe I'm logged in. Okay, and then find some of the subreddits that are talking about your category and your company specifically. Again, it only allows up to 8, but you are going to want to find the ones that are going to be most relevant to you and probably the biggest ones. So something like maybe SaaS, right? Almost half or over 500,000. So you would click on that, and then you would take this full URL, and then you would paste it into here. Or it looks like I already have that one. And then again, you can search maybe like growth hacking, and then there's a few options here. Oh, this is the biggest one. I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to copy that one. I'm going to paste it in here. Not quite as relevant for my example here, but then we can do, okay, what time period? You could just batch it and do it one time all time, or what we're going to do is just set it up on a daily basis. So I'm going to have a daily run, and then you can set how many results you want, or you can max or cap it. So right now we'll just do 10, and then we'll hit submit, and then we're gonna run and import those. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to use up my Clay credits right now, but you get the idea. And then it'll come into this table here, and then it'll give you the date, the ID, the subreddit. So is this from slash SaaS or slash sales or slash growth marketing or whatever, the title of the post URL, and then it will also give you all of the comments here. And it'll just say something like 8 comments, and then you'll click into that, and then you can see all the 8 comments. If you want to write those to a new table or something, feel free to. I don't think comments matter as much, but maybe it does for you and your company. And then what we're doing here is we're actually going to analyze the post itself, and then find the sentiment, and then give it a sentiment score, summarize it. And then from there, we're going to actually drop it into Slack. So let's actually just go over this real quick. So the one thing about Reddit is, out of the box, this integration is not going to pull in the actual initial post. So what you need to do here, we're actually telling Claygent, we do have to use, I'm using Neon here, so either use Neon or Navigator, but we do actually have to visit the page. It does an interpretation and ingestion of the content on that page, and then in the prompt here, I'm telling it, pull out the actual text of the post as well. So you'll see when we get to Twitter, Twitter actually pulls in the post text. Reddit, it doesn't. So we're going to use Claygent to go ahead, go visit that URL, find the post text, and then analyze the sentiment. Tell me, is it and then give me a score from -1 to 1, and then 0 obviously being neutral, and then just give me a summary. And then all of that will populate here. So post text, the sentiment score, the summary. And then what we're doing here is dropping that into a Slack channel. This one, this Slack channel is just called, where is it? Social listening, right? So you can see over here, social listening. And then, of course, if you don't have Slack set up, it's just, again, a pretty easy integration right into Slack. I call this bot specifically Reddit Social Listener. And then this is the actual message that gets dropped into Slack. So we've been mentioned on Reddit. This date, this sentiment score, the summary, and the link itself. Now, of course, you can pull in any of these other details as well. You can even ask it to find the actual author and do a little research on the author if you want, and drop that in. I don't think that's necessary. But if you want to actually turn these into actual maybe prospects that you're going after, that might be a good thing for you to do. But here is just pure social listening. And then the other thing too that you could do if you want is drop in like the text. I tend to not like adding the text to the actual message, because it can be pretty long. It can be pretty messy. The channel can just look a little bit messy, but again, you can do it. It would just look something like this. And then again, it drops it right into the channel here. So this is what that would look like. So this one's this one's the LinkedIn one. Here's the Reddit one. So we're mentioned on this date. It's positive score, sentiment score of this. Here's a summary, and then you can just click right into that sub to read it, to find the text. So again, I'm not pulling in the text itself, but if you want to know the text, you can easily do that. Okay, I'm not going to save that. Now we're going to go on to LinkedIn. So here again with LinkedIn, so the setup is a little bit different. You're going to connect your account, and then what we're going to do is find the organization identifier. So if you go to your LinkedIn and the company, again, I'll use my favorite client, .com/companies/Avara. We need to get the ID here. So if you're an admin for your page, it's right here. If you're not an admin for your page, or you want to set up social listening for one of your competitors, for example, I figured out how to easily find this number here. Let me show you how to do it real quick. So you just go to, if you just Google LinkedIn ad library, ads library. Oops. Okay. That's not what I wanted. I just wanted the first one. So if you don't know this little hack, you can actually look up all of the ads that any company is running. So the ads that your company is running, the ads that your competitors are running, or maybe you just want to get some inspiration from your favorite brand out there. I do that all the time too. I like Brex. I like Asana. Well, I like Asana less these days, but there's a lot of great companies out there, and you can just get inspiration from them. Anyway, that's not really what we're here for. So if I wanted to look at Clay and monitor Clay mentions, I could search Clay here, and then I am going to click on this, just one of these Clay promoted ones. This guy's name is Clay, obviously not relevant. We want to go to Clay. And then what we're going to do here is advertiser Clay. We're going to click on this, and then I want you to watch the URL real quick. So it will flash the organization number that we're looking for before it turns into linkedin.com/company/work-with-Clay, which is their URL. But here, let's watch it real quick. So see right there. So I'm going to copy that real quick, and then it redirects, and then it'll eventually go to company/grow-with-Clay. But for that split second there, you'll see that, you'll see that this was the URL. So I want to take this number here and grab that, and then put that into the organization identifier. Anyway, so that's just a real quick. If you're not the admin for your page and they're not going to give it to you, you could obviously just ask them. Or you want to set up social listening for maybe a competitor. That's how you're going to find the organization identifier. And then we're going to hit submit here, and then we can come over and it's starting to pull in. Actually, did I do Clay? I don't remember what I just did. Anyway, it's starting to pull in these now. And then I'm doing all shares and share mentions. And then, the other thing that I didn't mention, and this applies to the Reddit one that we just did. This applies to this LinkedIn one, and then the Twitter/X that we'll also do. So if you want to run it on a schedule every one day, then just pretty easily set that up. So I have all these on manual right now, but go ahead if you want to schedule them every day or every week, whatever makes the most sense for you, and then however you want to set that up. So that's one other quick aside. Okay, and then we'll go over to, yes, okay. Here is, I don't know why I duplicated okay. So ignore this table. This is actually the table that I want. I'll clean this up when I send you the actual template that you can import. But I mean, exact same thing, but with this table here, what I did was similar to the Reddit example. I wanted to actually analyze the post. So also similar to Reddit, when you pull in the brand mention, it's not going to pull in the text of the post itself, but it will give you the URL. So we're doing the exact same thing. We're saying, hey, Claygent, go visit this page and then tell me what the actual text of the original post was, and then give me that text. So it spits it out here. And then again, the sentiment score, summary, and then send that over to people here. And then the last one is Twitter. Actually, let's go here. So we are at Twitter, and Twitter again. Similar thing where once we click into this, we're actually going to have to set it up. So you can set up a handle here, or you can set up keywords. So I'm just right here doing, again, this is monitoring for our brand. So I'm just putting our brand handle here, and then I'm going to hit submit, and then I'm going to run that, and then it's going to get written over to this table here, and it has the date, it has the post URL. Again, this one actually does have the text, so I don't have to use additional Clay credits on a Claygent to analyze the post text. All I have to do is use, you'll see here I'm using GPT-5 Nano, which only takes 0.2 credits, and I'm pointing it over to, I'm saying, just look at this column over here, analyze the text, give me the sentiment, give me the sentiment score, give me the summary. And then again, all I'm doing is putting it back into that Slack channel. Again, got that same bot, or I've got a similar bot name, but I just changed it to Twitter /X. I still have a hard time calling it X. I think probably Elon and maybe a handful of others are the only ones that call it X. I still call it Twitter. Most people I know still call it Twitter. Anyway, and it's going to drop it into that same social listening channel with, again, all these things: the date, sentiment score, summary, and link. And then people can decide what they want to do with it after that. Okay, so that's high level what we built here. And then some other things that we can do with this is, if you want another cool integration that I've played around with here is the Trigify one. So Trigify is going to actually, oh wait, not actions I want. To do sources. So you go sources, you can go view all sources, and then over here, if we go to Trigify, we can actually do some social listening for keywords on LinkedIn posts. And then we can actually say, only give me the job titles that we care about, exclude certain job titles, exclude certain company domains. So for example, your company domain, of course, hopefully everyone at your company is posting about you. You don't need social listening on your own posts. And then you can do some other things like industries, et cetera, max number of results. And then that will actually pull people into your table that commented on posts that mention your company. So that, again, the purpose of this one would be actually prospecting people. And then you can enrich, you can use AI to write personalized one-to-one outreach, hook it up with a Hey Reach or something like that, or even just do email outreach with your favorite outreach tool, or use the Clay native sequencer. You get the idea. So that's Trigify really quick. Now, one other thing is, I think I have a 5-year-old child at my door. Okay, sorry for that brief interruption. Okay, the other thing I wanted to show you is, okay, actually, let's click back into this table since we didn't actually connect Trigify. I just wanted to show you that example. The other thing we can do is YouTube. So people talking about you on YouTube. So search for creators, and then search type. You can look at videos or channels, and then you can put your topic here or your company here, and then max results, dates, etc. You get it. And then we can set up the exact same thing where we're analyzing the sentiment of it'll be the video description, or the other thing you can do is set up this to have it extract the transcript, analyze the sentiment. You can also, I believe you can also, yeah, of course. Yeah, this is right here. So, you can look up the creators, and then maybe you're listening for creators, and then it'll pull in the amount of subscribers to their channel, if you do the enriched channel. And that might be a great way to start to go find influencers that will be great people to potentially work with. So that's another use case. Another cool thing you could do with the social listening. And then the last one I want to show you is one that's called Apify. Oops, yeah, that was right. Okay, so you run an Apify actor. So you do have to sign up for Apify, and then you do have to put your API key in there, and it is a paid service. But what I really like about Apify, well, let's jump over to Apify real quick. So Apify is, they have a bunch of the, wait, am I signed in? Okay, yeah, I'm signed in. Okay. You can go and, so if we look at, home, you can look at all the different actors and search for, all the different, again, they're called actors, that people have set up with Twitter or LinkedIn, or maybe you just want to search for blog posts or anything like that. And then you would, they're called runs. So you would execute one of the actors and they would do a run, and then you can pull in the data from that run into the Clay table here. And then again, you have everything that you have, all the power of Clay right there, where you can analyze the text, you can reach out to certain people, you can send that over to whoever you want. You can add, you could probably even add, not probably, you can add leads to CRM, that sort of thing. So, Apify is one that I've been playing around with lately. Again, it's going to be a little bit more technical, but not crazy technical. And if you have problems, you could probably just jump into like ChatGPT and ask it, hey, how do I run this Apify actor with Clay? But it's a pretty powerful one. Go ahead, take a look at Apify. It's not that expensive actually, and it's also a credit system. So you can, basically put like $5 to start with, and the runs themselves are pretty cheap, and then it doesn't cost any to pull the data from that run into Clay. And then once it's in Clay, you're using your Clay credits. So anyway, play around with that one, have fun with that one. Oh, and then once you set up an actor, then you select the actor here, and then you do your run, and then you can trigger the run here within Clay itself. So you would, that's how I would set it up, is just have Clay trigger the run instead of schedule the actor to run every day or every week or every month, right? So anyway, that one is probably going to warrant a little bit longer and more in-depth video. I think we've been going long already here anyway, but I think this one's a really helpful one that I think every company can use to, start to monitor everything on social, and then look at the sentiment score, and hopefully it's good. And if it is good, start to do a little bit more of what is resonating with people that are talking about you. And if not, if the sentiment score is negative, you can also start to do some brand management and some, I don't want to say crisis management, but you know what I mean. So hope that was helpful. Let me know if you play around with any of this, or if I missed anything, or if there's anything else you would want to see both. All right, that's it for today, and I will talk to you all soon. Cheers. Bye.